It's
blue.
and how do we say that? 파란
파란
색.
색.
Yay! And what was your favorite fruit?
Grape.
It's 포도.
포도.
Wonderful.
So we have to sneak out. Happy Monday. So Cassie's in her Korean class right now, so I'm gonna do my Monday YouTube outside and just walk around. And this YouTube video is pretty much to explain to you guys why I decided to officially pull my kids out of homeschool. Regular school. Now, some of the things I want you guys to know is I always taught my kids from birth. They knew how to problem solve, critical think through the shows that I chose for them to watch. My kids wasn't exposed to just anything. I intentionally planned for my kids to watch certain things that help them problem solve and understand their emotions and manage them and things like that. So with that being said, my 13-year-old, he's extremely great at problem solving. He understands his emotions, his feelings. He expresses himself very well. He is very open with me. He does not hide things. Even if he thinks it's something that he's done wrong, he tries his best. Every kid have their moments, but for the most part, he's honest. My 9-year-old, he's very honest. He follow throughs with everything. He's my healthy kid. He's very healthy. He's very grounded. He wants to be a fitness trainer. So I allow him to help the family as far as working out. Now my daughter, she's just my extrovert. She's very bubbly, lovable. She loves hugging, kissing, all of that. So I have to teach her boundaries, like asking people permission to hug them, asking people permission to touch them, because she'll just touch. So she's really good at that. So I've been teaching my kids since birth. The teachers was just a bonus for me. I always collab with the teachers. To me, a teacher teaching your kid is collaboration. But as things got, my kids got older, the lack of teachers that cared just changed. They didn't care what type of parent you were. They mistreated everyone. I didn't like how the admins at the school was talking to me very disrespectfully, disregarding my concern as a parent, not allowing me to have a say-so. And at that moment, that's when I felt like I lost collaboration with the school, even though my 13-year-old son been at this school since he was 4 years old. And the fact that once he got to middle school, the disrespect that had become of what was going on. So I had to pull him because he was starting to get sad and depressed and just anxiety all over the place. The teachers were mean. I've caught a teacher bullying him on the Zoom at one time because she assumed that she said something mean to him and assumed that he wasn't working. And he was like, I am working. This is story time. He was like, I am working. And she was like, I don't see you working. And he's very sensitive. His feelings get hurt extremely easily, which, as he gets older, he's better at managing that. Fast forward, he takes his camera off just to have a moment to himself, and he starts crying. And I'm standing there. He just start crying, and she goes, don't take your camera off. You're probably over there talking mess about me in front of kids. So I literally hit the camera and said, he's not. He's over here crying because you're bullying him. And instead of you being a leader, you're acting worse than a bunch of 11-year-olds. They're in a pandemic right now. Their whole life has changed. You are supposed to be a leader for them, but you're acting worse than the kids. So that incident, then another teacher were bullying the kids, and I didn't like that as a mom. He wasn't bullying my son. I just didn't like that I hear him bullying and calling a bunch of other kids dummies and saying they weren't going to be anything. I just didn't like the way it was going. So I decided it's time to pull my kids and homeschool them. My daughter beliefs started changing. She started getting anxiety going to school because the boys would pick on her and hit her because she's pretty. And I don't want my daughter thinking that when you are a beautiful woman and a man or a boy likes you, he is supposed to hit you, or the way he shows it is through aggression. That's not true, and that's not how we show that we like our friends and we like our family. So I don't believe in hitting or doing anything like that. So I end up pulling her. She's 6 and she's doing great. So that's who you just saw. If you saw a little glimpse in the beginning of my daughter in her Korean class, learning Korean and having a good time. But these are the things that we do. Like sometimes if I don't want to homeschool, there's programs out there that will allow me to homeschool my kids. So I want you guys to understand that you can definitely still school your kids while they're in school, but this is the reason why I decided to homeschool. It was time for me to take control over my kids 100%, and I'm in a space to do so now. So every Monday we will release a video. Every Monday we will talk about some of the things, the pros, the cons, the benefits, how to overcome some things when you're struggling as a parent. So if you're a parent and you are either homeschooling or your kids in school and you need some type of support or resources, drop in the comments below what is some things that you have a hard time with when it comes to your kids' education. Make sure you subscribe, engage, and I'll see you guys next Monday.